All right, folks, it's time now to welcome a young man who's 1/3 of boxing brotherhood with their championship pedigree. He's not Vegas born, but he is in the fight capital of the world, and he's bred right here in Las Vegas. April 12th in Albuquerque, New Mexico, this young boxer is putting his 16-0 record on the line in ICS Mania 1 versus Gonzalo Coria. I'm talking about the eldest brother of El Feroz, the sequel, Fernando Vargas Jr., my man. What's going on?
How's it going?
I'm doing well. I'm glad you came in. I appreciate you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So, hey, you got a fight coming up in less than a week.
Yes.
How you feeling? You already on weight? You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. I'm antsy. I don't know. I might same hand counter. Don't get too close.
I keep my distance. I definitely keep my distance. But how excited are you? You got a fight coming up in Albuquerque, New Mexico, fighting at the pit, putting the undefeated record on the line?
Yes. It's a great opportunity for myself to showcase my skills, to showcase that I'm a boxer, puncher, and I'm gonna go in there how my dad sends us. First intelligent, then if we gotta show bravery, if we gotta, bite down, then we'll if the opportunity presents itself, then we'll get him out of there. But I wanna go in there, show my speed, show my sharpness, and there's a lot of legacies on the line. We got Tapias, we got Mosley Jr.,
yeah,
good friend of mine, and we're excited to put on for Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I love that. I mean, first of all, the fight card, you kind of alluded to it, the fact that they have all the different legacy fighters. Yeah. I wonder about this. What is it like being the junior? I mean, obviously you're the eldest of three brothers that are fighting right now, that are undefeated. But you are the namesake.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's pressure. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's got to be.
I'd be lying to you if there wasn't. But I go in there and I'm confident in my training. I know if I did everything necessary, what my dad told me, which is my trainer, then I have nothing to go in there fight night to be worried about. It's gonna play out the way it's gonna play out. God has it the way He has it, and the only thing I gotta go in there and do is just be me.
All right. Something that I love seeing, I really love seeing, when you saw your pops and you kind of walked into the room, talking to the OG. I know, and you probably have heard how it's been in boxing, some fathers and trainer and son combinations haven't worked out, but seeing the love that you have with your pops, how have you guys been able to kind of keep that good relationship like that with the trainer and the father dynamic?
I think you just gotta know which hat is on. My dad does a great job doing that. My dad always tells me like this: I live my dream. So if you want to do this, I have a lot of doors open. If you don't want to do it, then I'm gonna love you either way. I'm gonna love your brothers the same way. But there's an opportunity in front of me. I can't get away from boxing. I love everything that boxing offers, and it gives me my purpose. And I joke around with my dad. We hang around like buddies. He's one of my best friends. But I never cross that line. He's my dad. And for some juniors and some fathers, it may not work. But for me, it's worked since the amateurs. I didn't even know how to throw straight punches. I was a real green fighter, and my dad shaped and molded me into this moment. So I'm very appreciative for him and his knowledge.
That's a beautiful thing to see, to witness from the outside, because we've seen so many go bad. It's good to see you guys have that. That's good. And being the oldest brother that's fighting right now, how about that? I mean, what if you had an opportunity to kind of show your brothers and kind of lead them along the way?
The younger brother's trying outdoing me, though.
He's doing
so
his thing.
What I mean? Hey, they're all doing the thing. Emiliano just had a sensational knockout at the Fountain Blue.
He did.
My goodness. And Amado's fighting on BLK Prime. So we're all carrying our own weight. Only thing I could do is be the best me possible. But as a brother's perspective, especially because we're kind of like the Ball brothers of boxing, I gotta outdo my brother. He had a sensational knockout.
He did.
But you said it, I'm the leader, so I gotta lead with example, and I'm known for knockouts. So hopefully we get a knockout if it presents itself.
Yeah, and being that, you're the biggest of the three brothers, right? So I'm sure you guys have sparred, and you probably not in there trying to like beat them up, because obviously you're a big one. But like, what is that like getting in with the ring with your brothers?
It's my dad doesn't like it because we got the same blood.
Yeah.
So if I call my younger brother a name, how's he gonna like it if he called me that name?
Yeah.
So it's not good. So and then we got the same blood, so we'll take it too far. So my dad doesn't like to see that.
I got you.
And then the youngest brother, is laughing that you can't hit him, and then the other brothers over here still trying to, hit him behind the head. It's not good.
Yeah, I got you.
So, it's better that we train together, we put on classes together, we run together. I love my brothers.
Yeah.
In a sport that's so lonely, we do everything together. Hit Mount Charleston, eat dinner together, lunch.
Okay.
And we just like to chill together as a family, as a unit.
That's beautiful to see. Emiliano said the exact same thing.
Yes.
Sitting there, that you guys get out and run together, eat together. That you guys are like it's a Vargas against the world, right?
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Sometimes we go at it. I'm not gonna lie.
You guys are blood. I mean, we get
But,
it.
you know, but for the most part, yes, it's us versus everybody.
Okay. Now, I wonder about this as well. Growing up here in Las Vegas, right? You're born in California, but you grew up here in Las Vegas. Like, how much you think that's kind of helped you along with your career? Like, being around so many champions, you know what I mean? Like, being in the fight capital of the world.
Yes.
Got all kind of sparring available to you. Like, how much has that helped out your career?
Man, the Mecca of boxing, right? It's an honor. I got the opportunity to spar with Terrence Crawford,
That's great.
Kell Brook, Sean Porter. Shout out to Sean Porter.
Yeah, all champions, former champions.
Yeah, so, you know, and the tutelage that my dad comes from, is very easy for him to pick up the phone and say, hey, can you work on my son? And, you know, that gives us a lot of experience. I didn't have all the amateur experience. So for me, learning on the job was a little later, but I was always an athlete. I played basketball, football, so I always want to show the fight world, and even just in general, the public, you don't need to come from a struggle. You don't need to come from the dirt for you to be a competitor. So my drive, my will comes from a competitive standpoint, and I hate losing.
Yeah.
I don't even like saying it.
Yeah, it barely came out your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I caught that. So I also wonder about this. Like, having a chance, you talked about being in there with Terrence Crawford.
Yes.
Like, what is that like? I mean, obviously, to me, either him or Canelo, but he's, you know, pound for pound up there. What's it like being in a ring with someone like that? Not just the physical side and everything else, but you know, like I know, it's all about.
Yes.
I mean, because he's smart.
Absolutely. I think going in there, you learn a lot. You know, he's very calculated. He sets traps. He's not in a rush to get his punches off. That's, I think for me, it was like Michael Myers. Like, he's gonna get you, but I don't know when he's gonna get me. And then that was the scary part. So, you know, that fight that you said, Canelo and Crawford, that's a hell of a fight. I think because Crawford, his skills are some of the best we've ever seen. So.
Yeah.
My thing is, can he withstand a Canelo shot, the best Canelo shot? So we're just going to have to see. I think we're in for a treat.
Yeah. And with that being said, that fight's supposed to be here in Las Vegas, going to be bananas, like going to that fight.
Yeah.
I know what my favorite fight was. What's been one of the best fight environments that you've been in? Not one that you fought in, but just one that you've been to and witnessed. 'Cause I'm assuming you've gotten an opportunity to go to a ton of fights.
Yes.
And I'll give you mine. Mine was probably Floyd Ricky Hatton.
Oh, you were there for that fight. The check hook. Boop.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that one.
That environment was bananas.
Really?
I mean, they had, you know, people from England here with a band, and they're singing the Ricky Hatton song and all that kind of stuff. I've covered a couple of your Pops fights as well, but I mean, like, just like environments. Have you been to something?
One that I remembered, I think it was the Canelo, and it was, who's that southpaw that he broke his orbital bone?
Ooh,
he fought him at the AT&T Center.
Wasn't that?
What's his name?
The British dude?
Yes. So when he heard him, he was pumping up the whole crowd, like Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, Billy Joe Saunders.
He was pumping up. He heard him, and he was like walking him down, and then he just kind of put his gloves up, and the whole crowd was like
crazy.
Basically knocking this guy out. You know what I mean? So you have the energy of the crowd. So the energy in the air was unbelievable.
And that was at Staples?
No, I believe it was AT&T in Dallas.
Oh, so there was like.
There's a lot of people.
Yeah,
There's a lot.
like
That's
80,
where
90.
Spence fought Mikey Garcia, I believe.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Mikey Garcia from the same hometown as your pop, right?
Yeah, it's Oxnard.
Yeah. Matter of fact, just so you know, I don't know if your pop would know this, but our sports cameraman went to the same high school as your dad.
Is that right? Okay.
The same camera. Yeah. So, all right. So coming up, April 12th, ICS Mania in the Pit in Albuquerque, New Mexico. What do you know about your opponent? And as far as, like, you know, what do you need to?
No. He's a very seasoned and dangerous fighter. I know he upset Prospect, undefeated as well. He fought Janabek, which is, I believe, a WBO world champion. He fought Jaime Munguia. So this guy has experience.
Yeah.
At a professional level that I haven't experienced yet. So, but we train for him. He's a southpaw, like I'm a southpaw, and as long as I'm listening to my dad's instructions, I should be okay. I
got you. And I'm assuming that obviously you train for it, right?
Yes.
But you like a little step up in competition, right?
I like it.
Yeah, you're not in a hurry, but obviously you want to get your steps. You want to be a champion one day, right?
Yes, that's the goal. You know, I take my hat off to our unbelievable team, Charles Liu, and Ken Collis, our management. they're doing a hell of a job with me and my brothers, and we have something cooking for you guys. And I know they want a step-up fight and a step-up fight, but I believe we got something really good.
Okay,
yes.
I got you. And you alluded to it a little bit, but the fights that were at Fountain Blue, watching your little brother Emiliano fight over there, he's getting ready to fight on that Inoue card.
Yes. The kid is a superstar. You know what I mean? I mean, he carries himself so well. He's in suits like yourself.
Yeah.
You know, he's only 20. He's not even 21 yet. You know, he reads books. I don't even read books. You know what I mean? And it's like, you know, he's about his investment properties, and he's about to buy a house. And me as the oldest, I could only look at him and be like, man, when I was 21, I was thinking about doing different things and celebrating different ways. But that just goes to show you that, you know, God used myself and my younger brother to model for him what to do and what not to do, and maybe do things a little differently.
I was just going to say that. Like, he's taking you guys' lead.
Yeah.
Whatever mistakes you guys may have made or whatever things that you could have done, he's looked at that and he's like, okay, I'm going to go this way and I don't have to make that mistake. My brothers have done that or whatever. So.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So you've had a chance to train with Terrence Crawford. Anybody else? But I see you running around with Tyson Fury, which is bananas, right? So who else have you had an opportunity to kind of learn something from? And I wonder, what is something in particular that you've learned from either from Crawford or someone else? You know what I mean? That you know what? I'm gonna pack that away and I'm gonna use that in my next fight.
Yeah, just a lot of different things. You know, Kel Brook, you know, Gabe Rosado, I was in camp.
Gabe's nice vet
Castaño, he fought Charlo. The list goes on and on. I mean, just off the top of my head, it's a lot. But, you know, with every fighter, they have their what has worked for them, obviously. And I just ask questions. I ask questions, and then when they're doing certain trainings or they're doing certain things that work for them, I try to pick up the things that have worked for them and obviously try to implement them the way I would.
I got you, yeah. And folks at home may not know this, but just like how the boxing community is like that. It's not about anger.
No.
You know what I mean? Like it's emotionless when you're boxing because you're learning and whatnot, right?
Yes.
Like most of these guys you're talking about, I'm assuming that they're very forthcoming and they're willing to help somebody that's kind of coming up.
No, absolutely. I know when Canelo sees us or different world champ, like Lennox Lewis will go out of his way to go say hi to my dad. And that for me is, you know, a son of a legend, right? I'm continuing my own legacy and writing my own out. But I think the most beautiful thing is when, you know, because a lot of times when they've done what they've done, a lot of times the public, they'll remember the wars, but I like when a warrior, a gentle giant like Lennox Lewis could go up to my dad and be like, Vargas, I love you. Like, for me, that's like my dad left his imprint in this world.
Yeah.
Like, if he were to leave today, Muhammad Ali kissing my dad's hand. He's a knockout kid. Muhammad Ali, like.
No, I know. He's my.
I think he's the greatest fighter of all time as well. So it's definitely a blessing to see and to know the legacy that I come from and came from. I didn't know it being a kid. I would always just think like, oh, that's what my dad does. Like, dad's just gonna fight. But as you get older, you're like, nah, like I would have my birthdays like in January, February. My birthday's November, but my dad had a fight coming up, or like Christmas would be. So I never knew, but you know, my dad sacrificed so much for us, and only thing I could do is be the best me possible. And you know, I'm very grateful for him. Very grateful for my mom as well. We have a tight family, and this is what it's all about. You know, if you take away the boxing, I love that world champions could come up to my dad and be like, Vargas, I really look up to you. You guys have a lot of love in your family. You know, and there's this Mexican saying that says, tengo envidia, pero de la buena. That means I'm jealous, but like I'm a good jealous for you, you know, Vargas. And there was a world champion who told my dad that, like, man, you have a good, tight family. And that for me is everything. That's
really cool. Like that that you recognize like the foundation that your father has laid. You know what I mean? And like you said, you didn't have to come up from the mud.
No.
You know what I mean? You didn't have to go through what your pop went through. Like he went through it, so you don't have to go through it. And something I to give him his flowers, because I appreciate a father that comes from something like that doesn't push his sons into it. Like he told me, he's like, try to get you into everything but boxing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, college paid for.
Yeah.
You know, there was many different things that I could have done and chose to do. I mean, my dad put me in the union work, construction. So just seeing I know he wanted me to see how, you know, how our people make the money. And this is, I was like, that's it? Like, and this is a great job. And they make a lot of money, but you know, it's rigorous. Life is hard. And my dad did all of this by himself. So like you said, you know, giving my dad his flowers is very just due. And I take my hat off to him now that we're doing it and we do it as a career.
Yeah.
It's so tough. It's so tough to market yourself and to push yourself. But when you got a father who didn't have a dad, it just hits a little different.
I got you. Man, that's a beautiful thing to say. That's shout out to El Feroz.
Yes, come on.
Shout out. All right, so after you go down to Albuquerque, you get yourself a win.
Come on.
You coming back here
Yes.
before your next fight.
Oh, you want me to come back here?
Of course.
I would love to be here.
Of course.
I gotta match you. Now I gotta wear a suit because you make me feel, underdressed.
Oh, wow.
I wish so the Jays, but we can't do that right now.
Nah, I don't have the ice on, so I mean, you got me beat.
That's right.
You got me beat. All right. So Fernando Vargas Jr., April 12th, ICS Mania, Albuquerque, New Mexico, in the pit. Let's get it happen.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate you.